Terrific delivery. Look at that. Oh, my word, what a catch. Gone. Over in the air, running that ball. And that is a massive blow. You beauty. This is sport at its glorious best.
Hello and good morning from Kingsmead for this second Castle Test match between South Africa and Australia. Some wonderful action shots from the first test at the Wanderers only a few days ago. And once again, if you've only just joined us, Ricky Ponting has won the toss. That's 5 out of 5. Unbelievable, really. And he's going to bat again on a pitch which looks as if it might have something in it for the quick bowlers in the first session, at least. So a lot of expectation here. We've heard in the build-up from Pomabangwa and Kepler Wessels, who's just joined me from that studio, that it's pretty much, well, it is. It's a crunch test match for South Africa. If they want to be #1 in the world by the end of this series, they have to win this one. They cannot go into Cape Town 1 down, because that means they can't win the series, which means that the #1 standing stays with Australia. Unchanged teams, both of them, although there were some concerns about the Australian side, especially their quick bowlers, which they showed a couple of little niggles, and a couple of new ones were flown in, which actually says in a lot of ways, Kepler, how important it was for Australia to win this test, because it gives their quick bowlers just a little bit more respite.
Certainly does. This first session of this test match, the value of the first session cannot be underestimated, because there will be something in the pitch. South Africa has to be more consistent than they were during the first test match with the ball particularly, and they have to put Australia under pressure. Australia will also know that if they negotiate the first session well, that batting will get easier as the day goes on.
I think I said win this test. I do need South Africa to win this test, but I think I meant to say win this toss, because that would have meant that the Australian quick bowlers would have had a lot of work to do in the last 2 days at the Wanderers, and then more work to do here. 83% humidity, 27 degrees. It's very muggy here down at Kingsmead. The game's about to get started, but the security men are still on the field, so we'll have to wait for them to leave as we have a look at Simon Katich. This is bizarre. He's running in to bowl the first ball. Well, yeah, dead ball. You're quite right, Billy Bowden. He's running in to bowl the first ball, and every single security guard was still 15 metres inside the boundary rope looking out towards the crowd. So that ball will not count.
Oh, that was quite bizarre. I haven't really seen that ever, I don't think. But anyway, so the first delivery happened, but it's not a legal delivery, so we'll have to start all over again. Simon Hughes taking strike for the second time in the match.
Does that mean if he gets out now, he's got a first baller?
In the first test match, it was clearly evident that Hughes scores his runs square of the wicket on the offside predominantly. South Africa would have seen him bat in that second innings for the first time, really, so they will have a different strategy in place today. It's expected that they'll be bowling a lot straighter at off stump.
That's too close to leg stump, too full. Turned away nicely for 4. It's 5 without loss. Beautifully timed. Again, full and a leg stump, but one of the harder shots to play. Beautiful shot from Hughes. And the end of the over. 14 without loss.
Lovely stroke, using all the pace of the ball. That is Katich's really strong area. Oh, and that too is fabulous. Katich gets himself into position very early, and it's all set up to play around the off stump, which he does so well. It's 31 for no wicket. Lovely off drive, not dissimilar to the one that Simon Katich just played. Well, this really is a promising start from Australia.
Full and straight. Not going to find a test player miss out too often on those. Good old half volley.
Thrashed by Hughes. He's very quick onto anything loose and anything that is wide. Really, this is a guy you got to bowl straight to, so much so that you could bowl with a short leg and a leg gully and bowl at him much more than the South Africans are doing at present. With this sort of old, if you like, conservative field of 3 slips a gully and 2 men saving 1 in the covers, it's a 7-2 field because there's the 3rd man down as well. You now have to cement it with convincing strokes like that. Outfield's just a little quicker than at the Wanderers as well. But a good first session here for Australia sets them up. Merely confirms what they achieved in Johannesburg.
It sets up the series as well. You know, they get 450, 500. Yeah, they've got to believe then that they can't lose the test match. South Africa playing from behind have to make all the running, and that could lead to mistakes. Poor cricket on their part. So you walk away the draw here, at least you can't lose the series come Cape Town. This first innings is so much, plenty to play for.
Oh, look at that, Darryl, look at that. We call him nuggety and gritty and effective, but he's got a bit of flair about him too.
I think for South Africa's sake, it's time to call for that tactic you spoke of earlier, Mark. It's got to be worth banging it in at him, get in a leg side trap in place.
And 4 more. No ball called, and this is a real problem for the South Africans. He's now got 7 fielders on the offside, and Hughes keeps finding the massive gaps on the leg side. Incredible over for Australia. 5 boundaries from it. It's 60 for no wicket. Oh no, that's where the 3rd slip was. Oh dear. Only a moment ago that de Villiers was pushed wider. A sort of floating fielder with Mackenzie going to short extra cover. I suppose you say he was in the gully, de Villiers.
Already a fair amount of cloud cover building away to the west on this sultry day in Durban. Cut away for 4. Using the pace, using the angle. There's no 3rd man. Runs aplenty coming for Australia. Through, and it'll go for 4. Once again, a boundary ball and an over, and it's a short and wide one again. And Tini gets picked off comfortably by Hughes. He goes to 48. It's 75 for none. That'll be 50 for Hughes. It was width off it, he slashed it past point. And a second half century for young Phillip Hughes.
It's 2 50s in consecutive innings. He started off with a duck, but in the last 2 innings has been trouble to South Africa. This one much better than the 75, and he'll look to try and convert this. He's got a good start. He's scored hundreds in Sheffield Shield cricket. He'll want to get one in a test match.
Another boundary. Not afraid to go the aerial route as well. Again, the width was offered, and Hughes flashes it away. The runs, they are flowing for Australia.
Very well played. That really is a nice late adjustment. If Hughes looked uncomfortable in Johannesburg, that may partly have been because it was a difficult pitch, particularly to make your debut on against an aggressive fast bowling attack. But here he's looked a little bit more time to play his strokes, and that is wonderfully well. Oh yeah. Talk about waiting your moment. I mean, that's quality batting from Simon Katich. He took the punishment and he dealt his own blow. 100 up for the Australians. And then a bit of luck going the Australians' way too. It was ever thus. Well, lovely, another back cut. He's played one off the seamer, Morkel, and another one off Harris. He really uses his hands well, this boy. It's 112 for no wicket. Morning, Morkel. Too simple for Simon Katich. Really, these two left-handers have total control at present.
It's the old-fashioned leg glance. Oh, straight through second slip for 4.
Well, when it doesn't go for you, it doesn't go for you. This is what happens when the side goes at over 4 and over. The captain's got to try and pluck some holes, balance his field placing between attack and defence, and invariably Hughes goes down the ground. He looked to go aerial, not quite getting it up, but nevertheless a boundary.
Yeah, I think he intended to hit that over Graham Smith's head at mid-on. And he's ended up, I think, slightly mishitting it. Yeah, it's near the toe end of the bat. And he's got a little bit of elevation, but it would have been caught had it gone straight to Smith. As it was, it went between Harris and Smith for 4. It's a big appeal, but I think he might have got a bat on it. It was a little swinger. It was very well bowled. He hasn't got a bat on it. Leg buys. It would be worth another look. It's the end of the over, though. 132 without loss. See if we can pick up anything from here. Well, he's got a big edge on it. If he hadn't got an edge on it, it looked like it was quite straight. So I'm a bit confused. Maybe he did get a nick on it. But having given runs, they're saying, well, clearly he didn't hit it, and we think it's hitting the wicket. But there, he's just slapped it down onto his pad. He's got to change the decision he's given, which was he's changing it. Batsman's getting a little worried that he's going to get given out. Beautiful shot. Drilled through extra cover for 4, and I quite agree with you. It's roles that you're given when you play, and this isn't Dale Stein's role. Dale Stein's role is to run in, bowl quick, bowl bouncers, get it up there, Yorkers, try and get people out in different ways, maybe have a leg gully and one back on the fence for the hook shot.
In the air, safely away for 4. Quite happy to hit over the inner ring. Probably not as convincing as he wanted, but he won't mind. He cleared the man at short mid-wicket and was wide of mid-on. Up comes the 150 and the partnership as well. And Hughes into the 90s. Up in the air, over the top, all the way. Yes, it has. A bold blow in the 90s takes him to within 1 of the century mark.
He's scoring at a cracking rate, a strike rate of 75 in a test match. 75 per 100 balls, tremendous stuff. One away from what would be a maiden 100 in test match cricket. Smith will make some changes. Mid-wicket's going to come up and look to save a single. So the areas for Hughes are either to go over the top again or to work the ball to square leg or just behind point on the offside.
Here's Harris to Hughes, 99. Goes in the air, it's going out the ground. What a way! What a way to get to your first test 100. Phillip Hughes in just his second test, having got a duck on debut, Look at the reaction from Ricky Ponting. His elation is visible for all to see, and warm applause not only from the Australian dressing room but from all in at Kingsmead. It has been a super knock. Oh, what a stroke. There's not too much of a gap between short cover and extra cover. It has whistled past both. Katich, another boundary.
And no ball has been timed better than that all day. Maybe Hughes' second six just now. Certainly the prettiest stroke played by Katich today.
Whipped away through mid-wicket for 4. Confidence oozing from every pore. Oh, what a stroke. More width. And thrashed through the covers for 4. Timing, placement, it was all there.
And more evidence here of a pitch that batsmen are going to love.
He's gone. There we go. Mackenzie took a blind in Joburg, and finally the first wicket falls.
He's played well, Phil Hughes, but it's a good wicket. This, it's short, it's wide, it's an area he likes. Goes for the cut, can't control it, too high for him. And Neil Mackenzie in gully dives to his left. And he pulls it off. What an innings, though. 2 innings in a row, he's contributed. 75 at the Wanderers. He's got 115 here. 184 for 1.
Captain of Australia, and what a big play he is. Come the big occasion, he seldom does not deliver. All those stats speak of what a great play he has been.
Was going quite nicely himself. What a super shot that is. All the way to the boundary for 4.
South Africa still persisting with this around the wicket attack to Katich. Do get the idea that he loves it. He loves this angle into him, particularly on this line. Brings the drive into play for him.
That is a super shot. He struck that really well. A good stride out and off the middle of the bat for 4.
Beautifully hit. Just a couple of steps and crisply dispatched over the infield.
We saw Hughes play that shot as well in his innings, so Simon Katich does the same. Ball's coming into the left-hander, so he's hitting with the spin, using his feet beautifully. 1 bounce 4, so the timing over mid-on was superb.
Oh, pulled away. Hardly short. He missed his length by a fraction. And Katich just slapped it through square leg for 4.
That's a terrific shot. Simon Katich was in position very quickly. The delivery wasn't that short, but it was beautifully played.
Catch it back, catch it back.
This he might not clear mid off. This he might not. He hasn't. 2 very uncharacteristic shots from Ricky Ponting. As he hit that one up in the air, I was about to say, what an extraordinary stroke from him at that stage of his innings.
Well, there's just 10 minutes to go before the tea break. He got away with the first one. It's almost as if he said to himself, well, I didn't hit the first one well, but this one I'm going to put away properly. The result was almost the same. Mackenzie went a bit deeper. He made ground, and good ground, kept his eye on the ball, and the Australian captain has gone for 9, 208 for 2.
Oh, more catch, cries, it's gone through second slip for 4.
Well, Robin, I have to say, I find this quite incredible, really. You've got a very strange field placing here. It's the second one that's gone through the second slip position. Now, not only do we have one short cover, we have 2, and no second slip.
Here's Morkel. Runs down the leg side. And Tini cuts off the boundary.
Looked like it was just off the thigh pad, but he's given runs.
Lovely stroke for 4. There's no one behind square to the offside, so just easing it in the gap, and it's a big gap too when there's any width provided. Boundary to Hussey. That's too easy. As we said a moment ago, with this field placement, anything with a bit of width can just be placed. You don't even have to hit it hard to beat a field. Just has to be placed and it'll run for 4.
Again, it's these 2 extra covers. I really feel that for Katich now, he's rocking along, he's got 96. There should be a third man.
Got it. Just a little jab from Simon Katich takes him to 100. The arms are raised. It's a mental effort as much as anything else.
Played very well, Simon Katich. Had a bit of luck today. He was dropped on 55, and there was a convincing appeal for caught behind, turned down. But in between all that, he played really well. Led from the front, exactly the sort of innings that Australia needed.
That one is out. Nice sharp catch. Dale Steyn well deserves it. Really come in with a bit of purpose, as if he just had enough of all the nonsense. Simon Katich has to go now. They've been on the brink a few times with his wicket, the South Africans. 108 for Simon Katich. Drinks, I think, may be coming onto the field of play. It's 259 for 3.
Oh, it's off the edge again, but this time it's gone along the ground. It's gone for 4. Hussey onto 18. To 3. Oh, make that 4. Make that 4. Harris has turned one past the bat and it's crashed into the stumps. Michael Clark gone.
A couple more wickets and it could very well end up being South Africa's day. Late in the afternoon here, the doors opened and 1 or 2 more wickets have fallen. How good a delivery was this from Harris? Wide of the crease, straightens, trapped on the crease, playing down the wrong line. The end of Michael Clark. He goes for 3. Australia now 266 for 4.
Marcus North walks to the wicket. Centurion on debut. That's a nice shot. Got right to the pitch of it. And he just about hit it through silly point.
Well, that's a boundary, so that's a handy one for Hussey. In the pre-lunch session, the Australian run rate was well above 4. They maintained a rate of around 4 to the over between lunch and tea, but since then it's dropped to 3.6. But this boundary will help Hussey's cause as well. No third man.
And that one is hit, and that's beautifully placed. Just a little squeeze as he came down on the ball with perfect timing.
Oh, thick edge down to third man for 4.
And for that reason, because he hasn't been confident outside of stump, Hussey. We've seen in this series already and down in Australia that line on and about off stump, bringing him forward, it tends to nick off there.
Oh, that's a good stroke. That really is a good straight punch down the ground for 4. That's beautifully played and easily played. Bit too full and wide, and to a batsman of Hussey's class, that's easily dispatched. Brings up to 300. It's the end of Harris's work for the day. It's 303 for 4.
That will be the end of the day. Bad light has been called.
An over short of a full day. But Mike Hussey has shown a lot of guts today. Marcus North, fresh from his century at Wanderers on debut, he played solidly enough. And the two of them have added 37 after Australia lost quick wickets to go from 184 for none to 266 for 4. South Africa fought back. But the fact that these two have got through to close means that without a doubt now it is Australia's day. 303 for 4 at the end of the day. It is a good pitch. Australia won the toss for the 5th time in a row in the summer, and they've made full use of good batting conditions.
Here we are at Kingsmead. Play has been rescheduled to begin at 10:30. The second day's play in the second Castle Test between South Africa and Australia, a match being dominated by the Australians at present. This morning is particularly important to the South Africans. They have to strike. There's the Australian card. A partnership of 184 for the first wicket was of the highest class. Phil Hughes was a star being born. He played every stroke in the book. He's got quick hands, quick feet, and even though he plays from unorthodox positions, he does it extremely well. Simon Katich is like a limpet at the crease, made 108, and between them they put together this outstanding position for Australia overnight as we start the second day's play. Michael Hussey's unbeaten with 37. Part of that innings were quite tortured. He found himself unable to time the ball in his most efficient way, and he got some support there from Marcus North. In fact, when Marcus North played a few strokes, so Hussey seemed to find playing a few strokes a little easier too. Anyway, alongside me is Kepler Wessels. Morning, Kepler.
Good morning, Mark. Certainly better conditions for bowling than yesterday. Dale Steyn towards the end of the day got a lot of movement with the older ball. He'll be hoping to do exactly the same with a new ball. So conditions have changed a lot. The northeast wind is blowing, so that's better for bowling from a swinging point of view.
Oh, that won't please anybody. That bounced twice before it got to Mark Boucher. Admittedly, it was a loosener, but it was still bowled at 135. There are guys around the world who'd be pleased to reach 135. And no carry at all.
Graham Smith was disappointed with the bowling performance in the first session yesterday, and rightly so. The first session was so important, but from South Africa's point of view, they just didn't get it right.
That's where Marcus North loves him.
Too short and wide. Excellent stroke. The square cut. Most left-handers enjoy playing the shot. Marcus North played it perfectly. Got right on top of the bounce. And his timing was very good. Rolled the wrists on impact.
That's Michael Hussey at his best. Smoothly into position, gets the timing right. Stroke of the day thus far. Wouldn't believe it, would you? You just wouldn't believe it. You've got a feel for Morne Morkel, who's come out almost with a vengeance after his ordinary performance yesterday.
50 partnership up between these two. It was a good delivery. It bounced and it went across the left-hander. It went straight through where a third slip would have been. Third slip would have had to move to his left. But a wicket-taking delivery.
Got him! He's bowled him! Superb delivery! Superb delivery! He was roughed up in the last over by Dale Steyn, and Morne Morkel has been right on the money to follow up on the work done by Steyn. South Africa have a breakthrough in the morning. 5 down.
Full and straight. Hussey plays all around that. Credit to Dale Steyn. He unsettled Michael Hussey. Hussey's paid the price. A fighting innings, a valuable one. Finally, South Africa get the breakthrough. 329 for 5.
329 for 5, Australia. Michael Hussey just departed, and in walks Brad Haddin, Australia's wicket-keeper batsman, an average of just below 40. And you'd say he's found his feet, really. It's just in the latter part of his time in this side that he's shown glimpses. Let's a look at the dismissal. Shot, that is a super shot. He's waiting for the short one, Marcus North, and he was onto that one.
Head height through the mid-wicket area. That mid-on's got to get squarer. He's not going to drive you in a hurry through mid-on. There we go.
Prior to batting. Good shot, 4 runs.
Very good stroke. Marcus North at his best. Delivery was full, so North pounced on it. I think it can, Robin. I think we've seen a pattern with him lately that he's been playing well, but he's been getting regularly to 20, 30, 40 and 50 and then getting out. And we've been wondering what the problem is, because normally his concentration has been one of the strong features of his game. So it could well be fatigue as he's getting older. He's bowling overs that he might battle to sustain the concentration, but he gets a breakthrough, as he so often does. It looked like a change of pace. It's a bit of a leg stump half volley, so Marcus North will be disappointed. He fell over to the offside, didn't get it in the middle, and a very easy catch to Dulstein. So North is gone for 38.
Just clipped it off his toes. Look at extraordinary wrist movements that North has played there. Rather than maybe keeping the top hand high and hitting it fraction straighter, he's like almost said, I need to get this behind square, and that's where the fielder was. Steyn took the catch. He's out for 38, 348 for 6. Well, Andrew McDonald comes to the crease without a lot of form behind him. I just wonder whether Graham Smith might just turn straight to Dale Steyn and say, look, can you do 2 more for me? As they roughed him up in Sydney, South Africa knocked his helmet off. Very nearly went onto stumps. Pulled away, he's got the extra wicket. Another soft dismissal, it has to be said. But Amla takes the catch.
Not a great delivery, but they all count. A wry smile on Kantini's face. That was almost halfway down the wicket. Brad Haddin hasn't been there long, so he's not used to the pace or the bounce in this pitch. He couldn't get over that one and hit it straight to Hashim Amla. He dropped one earlier yesterday, but not this time. It's an easy catch. He makes no mistake. 348 for 7.
Oh, that might be out. He's left it alone. It is. It was very, very full. He's just going to ask now. Let's not celebrate too soon. He's having a word with his mate. Did it pitch outside? There's every chance it might have done, being Ntini bowls wide of the crease. But no, he's off and running. He's not asking. What a sensational morning this has been for South Africa, and Ntini now on a hat-trick.
Let's have a look where this pitch is. Ntini wide of the crease. Looked pretty good to me. Would have hit the stumps. The only question was, where did it pitch? Mitchell Johnson seems happy. No referral asked for. So he's gone first ball, 348 for 8.
Whoa, that's seriously quick and seriously out. Suddenly Dale Steyn looks the world-class bowler that he is.
How good a delivery is that? Second ball after lunch, but I think he's going to refer. He's not convinced he's loved it. I don't know how many referrals Australia have left, Mark, but it's going to be a valuable one if it goes their way, yeah, just to keep a partnership going, to allow Australia to keep this advantage going. No problem with the no ball, well behind the line.
They've got both their referrals left, Polly.
Okay.
So they're fine. They're on the right side of it. It's South Africa that haven't got any left for this innings.
What's your gut feel here, Mark? Let's have a look at hotspot. Oh, it looks like his hotspot's his neck. Oh no, the top of the glove maybe.
I'm certain that Steve Buckner will run with this decision. I think that it's one of those where it might well have hit the wrist as well as clipping the glove on the way through, but I think it'd be very difficult for the third umpire to insist this is overruled.
No, you can definitely see the thumb moves back there. I'm surprised Siddle's referred it. I mean, surely he would have felt that hit his finger. I mean, it's got to be a pacey 140-yard delivery. It's gone past the bat. Definitely looks like it's clipped the thumb. And I think he's on his way.
Well, those replays are useful, but hotspot was perfect. Hotspot showed the heat. This little white spot here on the glove there you got it. I don't have a telestrator to, you can just see on the gloves there's a little white mark, and there is nothing conclusive that says he isn't out, and therefore the umpire's decision in the middle will surely stand. He won't be swayed by anything Steve Buckner brings him.
Indeed, that last replay definitely shows his thumb gets pushed back. I was just surprised he didn't feel it. I mean, if he's going to refer it, he's got to think he's got half a chance of not being given out, but there's no doubt for me that this will be given.
Peter Siddle waits, hard in mouth. A nod from Asad Ralph. Now then, yes! South Africa have their man. This will bring a few more people into the ground as news drifts around the Durban area. Siddle has to go. He faced just 4 balls. It's 3:52 for 9. Suddenly 9 are down. 3:52 on the board for the Australians. But after an opening partnership of 184, one can clearly see why the South Africans suddenly feel very good about themselves. A short leg, a leg gully, a mid-wicket to go with 2 slips and a gully. A very aggressive field set by Graham Smith. It's like we were watching a completely different cricket match from yesterday.
Yeah, the tails are definitely up. There's no doubt about that. But I think the advantage too, and Australia will have this advantage of having seen what the wicket's done, having seen how it's played. I think South Africa would have rocked up here yesterday. Kingsmead well known for bounce and pace, and they would have thought, well, we've lost the toss, but there's going to be plenty there for us. And they came out and there wasn't much in the wicket. They maybe tried a little bit hard, went at 6 or 7 and over, but they've worked things out. They obviously had a chat this morning, and they're right on the money in this morning session.
That should be the end of the innings. A lovely catch by Graham Smith, and it's a super performance by South Africa, led by Dale Steyn. Such a key figure in the side, backed up by a more aggressive, more purposeful and more accurate Morne Morkel. So the bowlers rush from the field. Absolutely fabulous cricket. Perfect delivery from Steyn, committing Hilfenhaus to play. It moved enough. Graham Smith has got safe hands, and all of a sudden Australia are bowled out from 352. I mean, it's unbelievable, really. Even Graham Smith was his extraordinary record out of the middle, averaging more than 50 in Test match cricket, 6,340 runs, 1800s there, and 25 50s to go with it. Came back from hand and elbow injuries to play very nicely in the second innings at the Wanderers, having got a good ball from Mitchell Johnson in the first. And there's been a talk about Neil Mackenzie's position in the side. He hasn't looked the substantial player against the Australians, either in Australia or here, that he has in the last year and a half of his career. He played particularly well in England. Who'd forget his 100 at Lords. Mitchell Johnson from the Umgeni end of the ground, and begins with a lovely length and just a hint of movement there, drawing Neil Mackenzie forward. Oh yes, what a start for Mitchell Johnson, and what a start for Australia. Again, dramatic bounce, undoing Neil Mackenzie.
It's raining wickets at Kingsmead here, Mark. We've had 6 Australian wickets, and now Australia got off to the perfect start. Third delivery of the innings, bit more bounce, taking the engine, a good take there by Haddon. It's never easy. He's probably still been trying to judge where he should or shouldn't stand, so he'll be pretty excited about taking that.
It was excited and it was a good take, you're right. Excellent catch. Nothing for Mackenzie, none for one the score. Hashim Amla makes his way to the middle, and it's taken him a moment or two as well. Clearly still getting his gear on, and quite shaken by the fact that Mackenzie is already back in the hutch. Oh, what about it? What about it? LBW! Up goes the dreaded finger. Phenomenal fast bowling from Mitchell Johnson. Now, will Amla want this referred?
He's called for it. That's the advantage of batting up the order. You've still got the referrals to use.
And it was quick. I mean, it's almost hit him before he's moved a muscle. Perfect fast in swing. Out, LBW, had to be. It's the right decision. It's an awfully long time getting there, but it is the right decision, and high-class fast bowling has won the day.
Definitely, advantage Australia. Good in-swinging delivery. Great length first up, in the first few deliveries. Hashim Amla, not a guy who gets a huge stride in at the best of times, and if you can get that ball to swing back at him, it's an opportunity. What an over. It's a bit of a wow over. There it stands, 0-0 wow.
Mitchell Johnson is bowling it from the Umgeni end of the ground, and he is causing chaos in the South African ranks. None for two. Jacques Kallis has taken guard. 3 slips, still that backward short leg. A gully, a cover, a mid-off, a mid-on.
And the pace is the undoing of the South African captain. It's self-preservation there rather than anything else. Punches it off the glove. South Africa get their second run, but Pom, this has been a dramatic day.
Never mind the day. Some fabulous bowling we're witnessing here. We saw some brilliant stuff from Dale Steyn when he worked over Michael Hussey. This is tough to deal with. You ask Graham Smith afterwards and he'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's taken a while, but Graham Smith's called for help from the dressing room. Taken a blow on the hand. Of course, Johnson broke the left hand in Sydney, and now he's taken another one.
There you go. News is Skipper Smith is off. He's injured again. This time the right hand. He's got to retire hurt.
3 for 2, effectively 3 with the departure through injury of their captain, their talismanic captain, Graham Smith. AB de Villiers, 100 not out in the first innings.
That's going to be very close. That's going to be very close. In fact, the finger's gone up. It's gone up. He's not going to refer it either. He's going to walk off AB de Villiers. So South Africa have lost their 3rd wicket. It's not going well at all for South Africa. And look at the delivery again. It pitches on about off, it jags, and is defeated by the movement.
He hasn't got far forward. He's caught on the crease. There is a bit of movement. He's looked pleadingly at his partner. Help me with a referral here, but there wasn't going to be one. Let's have a look. And there it is, hitting leg stump, showing that it wouldn't have benefited him at any rate. So de Villiers goes 6 for 3, and Smith retired hurt. South Africa are deep in the mire. Sweetly driven for 4. That's a confidence booster for Duminy.
Hard volley, very good stroke by JP Duminy.
He will, however, play strokes like that if given the chance, because he is a beautiful timer of a cricket ball. That's a lovely stroke. Really stood up tall. If ever there was a time for Jacques Kallis to confirm his world-class quality, it's right now.
Jacques Kallis played that shot very late. So you need to look to fight fire with fire.
Which Dimini has managed to do with one hand. No, you just said that he needed an attacking option off the back foot. If he hasn't got the room to play the cut, it may be worth him risking the pull.
There's no fielder back there, so big open spaces.
Great stroke, onto it so quickly. That's the brilliance in the man.
That's the way to go. Excellent hook shot by JP Dumini. He's not going to be intimidated. Picked the right ball to hook as well. This one didn't bounce quite as steeply. Evasive action there by short leg.
Suddenly runs are flowing. Boundary down to third man.
A bit of fortune here for Jacques Cullis. I don't think he's hit this where he wanted it to. I think he wanted it hit square on the offside. Took a little bit of pace off it, maybe, McDonald. It's flown fine of gully.
Chopped away, a little bit of width for the first time from McDonald, and chopped down to third man for 4 to bring up the 50.
Good shot by JP Dumini. He moves to 23. He's hit 5 boundaries. So he's trying his level best to counter-attack. It's a good late cut.
Oh, he strays onto the pads, and that's what Cullis has been waiting for. That is a beautifully authoritative stroke. It's 56 for 3. Oh, that's a beauty from Johnson, and it's lifted. Now, where's that struck Cullis? Oh, he's down. He's having a very tough time of it, Cullis. Oh, dear, and short leg is signalling to the dressing room. Is it another South African that's going to have to leave because of a wound? Oh, there's blood. Oh, dear, and lots of it.
This is nasty. Mitchell Johnson has been very aggressive today. That's a cut to the chin, so...
Jacques Cullis leaving the field. Another South African batsman retiring hurt at the hands of some fiery bowling from Mitchell Johnson.
Cullis coming off as well. Mitchell Johnson is really getting stuck into the South African top order.
Nicely driven for 4. Tossed it up to North, and Dumini elegantly accepts the invitation. Oh, beautifully bowled. The in-swinging Yorker. Boucher has his off-stump knocked out. And how sweet will tea taste for the Australians?
Well, that's awesome bowling right on the tee break. He pushed Mark Boucher back. Boucher was looking for the short one. He got the perfect Yorker in, so that would have been too good for a lot of players on the world stage. That was superbly bowled, Mitchell Johnson. And Australia have had a magnificent session.
So Boucher fails again. He's gone for 1.
Super stuff. JP Dumini. He plays these sorts of shots, and it was in Australia. He played many of them. It's a lovely drive for 4, that. Shot. He was onto that in a hurry. It was short. There was a man back, but he's hit it in front of square. And it's gone all the way to the boundary.
JP Dumini has 4 down to third man. We truly can say that it's all happening at Kingsmead. It's a 50 to be proud of. It's a 50 he'll remember. It's a 50 that deserves the salute it's getting. Because this has been a day that a man's courage and class has been confirmed.
So well played, nicely behind the ball.
Bowled him. He's got one straight. He bowled a few outside the off stump and then went right on towards the stumps, and he's hit the middle stump.
Makes a breakthrough again. Valuable wicket for Australia and Ricky Ponting. Paul Harris has hung around a long time with JP Duminy. It's a good delivery to the tail ender. So Harris has gone for 4. South Africa 104 for 5.
Oh, he's gone. Jacques Kallis has chipped one in the air and has been caught at mid-wicket. So his stay at the crease after the injury is the short one. MacDonald with 2 in and over.
That adds insult to injury. Jacques Kallis wouldn't have wanted to get out in this fashion. MacDonald, a non-threatening bowler. Kallis played a fraction early. Maybe his concentration was affected by the injury. So Ricky Ponting makes no mistake. Big breakthrough for Australia now. South Africa in a desperate state. 104 for 6.
Bowl him. MacDonald's got 3.
What a turn up for the books. MacDonald doing the damage. They didn't need the short ball after all. All they needed to do was pitch it up and bowl it straight at the stumps. Morne Morkel goes for the big booming drive.
Just straightens off the deck. Morne Morkel thinks that he can drive it. He doesn't make any contact at all. He's gone for 2.
Oh, that's neatly played. Lovely touch. A welcome boundary. It's 129 for 7. Well played, JP Duminy. It's been a very resolute innings.
Extraordinary afternoon. Mackenzie and Amler out in the same over, the opening over of the innings. Smith then smashed on the hand by the same bowler. Mitchell Johnson sent him to hospital and out of the series. Kallis hit in the chin by Mitchell Johnson, off to hospital, came back, got out without scoring any more runs. AB de Villiers, LBW, Hilton House missed a straight one. Duminy not out, 73. Boucher out for 1. Brilliant bowling again from Johnson. Short. Then the Yorker. Harris showed some resistance for 46 deliveries for his 4, but eventually succumbed to the bowling of MacDonald, who bowled straight and with accuracy for his 3 for 25. Johnson 3 for 37, pick of the bowlers. Everybody, however, played their part. Australia so much in the driving seat at the end of the second day of this test match. It's quite scary. Welcome everybody, wherever you are in the world, for this, the third day of the second Castle test match between hosts South Africa and the visitors Australia. We've had 2 amazing days of test cricket here at the Sahara Stadium, Kingsmead in Durban, in terms of how topsy-turvy it's been. On day 1, the pitch seemed benign as only 4 wickets fell, and Australia played particularly well. Day 2, 13 wickets fell for 180 runs roughly, including the last 6 of the Australians for just 40 odd, and South Africa reduced to 138 for 7. And also Graham Smith taking no further part in this match, possibly the series, so the equivalent of 8 down. Mitchell Johnson, the chief destroyer, with great support from Andrew MacDonald, who bowls an economical speed and an economical length and line. He bowls dead straight, and he's managed to knock the dollies over 3 times. So good support there from Peter Siddle as well. 352 Australia set, with the openers scoring the majority of those runs with a century apiece. In South Africa, only JP Duminy has stood firm. 73 not out of 138 for 7. He's caught behind. Oh, that isn't the start that South Africa wanted. Wide half volley, well, maybe not quite a half volley. Outside edge. Haddon does the business easily.
Things go from bad to worse here for South Africa. He was very disciplined yesterday, Dale Steyn. On this occasion, though, the outside edge is found in the easiest of catches to Haddon. So Australia strike early, and with only Mackay and Tini to come, South Africa in dire straits. He's gone for 8, 138 for 8.
Oh, that's quite straight. That is really quite straight. It's straight enough, and it sticks Peter Siddle on a hat-trick and leaves JP Duminy stranded without facing a ball on the third day. So Australia have done everything right at the beginning of this day. The chat in the middle would have been, in the rooms before they went out there, would have been, come on, let's wrap this up as quick as possible, give ourselves all the options that we want. And they've done exactly that, all within the first over. Only 3 deliveries.
This looked pretty good, straight in front. The only issue here would it have been missing leg stump, but Hawkeye confirms not. Now I see Australia, the opening batsmen are rushing off the field, so that suggests that they will bat, and Ponting will not enforce the follow-on.
If ever a team wanted to wrap a team up quickly in terms of knocking over the last couple of players, then Australia have just done that to South Africa. Took 3 balls this morning from Peter Siddle. Firstly, Dale Steyn was out off the second ball of the day, and followed immediately by Makayantini. The 2 Australian openers who were so successful in the first innings with 100 apiece. Simon Katich, 33 years of age, scored 108 in the first innings. And gets him up past 2,500 test runs at an average of 43. He's having a fairly good series too, an average of 40. And then the new boy, 20-year-old Phillip Hughes, who scored his maiden test century in the first innings here at Kingsmead, having scored a 63 in the second innings at the Wanderers. So he'll be full of confidence. 190 runs in just the 2 matches, this only being the second. So in 3 test innings of 1 he got a 0. And 150 under his belt already. Very nice start to your career.
Well, that's neatly played away. This will bring a couple. It may bring a boundary. In fact, it does. A lot of work for Makayantini to do there, and wasn't able to trap the ball and prevent the boundary.
That's a really good stroke, and it's worth maximum.
Perfect start now for Australia, cementing their position in the match. They've dominated from day one. Had a bit of a wobble yesterday morning, but they've played so well that from a psychological point of view, they've rocked South Africa. I don't think I've ever seen a turnaround like this between 2 sides in such a short space of time. This is a very good stroke. Full extension of the arms.
Jeez, Katich is so quick onto that, and he's hit it so hard. The man back at square leg, don't reckon he had more than 5, 6, 7 yards to go.
It's a good position to be in from a batting point of view, because you can play with freedom, and that's exactly what Simon Katich is doing. 2 fielders back on the leg side boundary, but he bisected them, and his timing was so good that that just flew to the boundary.
Go fetch it. It's not perfectly timed, but because he hits it so hard, Phil Hughes has got fast hands, and he's very committed to every stroke that he plays. So once he decides to go, he goes the whole mile. Now short legs coming. Oh, there's a response. There really is another indication of what Hughes is about. And probably 4 more. Again, this is exactly the same thing from Hughes. A great eye. He really is a find for Australia. He's very different from Matthew Hayden. One of the unusual things about Hayden's play was that he wasn't particularly strong square of the wicket on the offside and didn't play the cut stroke a great deal.
Edged, and away it goes, down to third man for 4.
Super ball to finish. 50 comes up. 50 for none.
Got him! Cullis angling it across Simon Katich, and it goes to Harris in the gully. Unusual to find him there, but because of the change of personnel required, Harris has got into a catching position, and he's taken a good one low to his right. And the first Australian wicket falls with a score on 55. Katich gone for 30, and this is how it happened. Good tumbling catch by Harris. Had time to see it. It didn't go very quickly, but he took it in safely. And Katich goes for 30. It's 55 for 1. Slashed away down towards third man. It's 4. As soon as the length is fuller, any width, he's going to throw the bat at it. And a boundary to Hughes.
It's not bad a delivery, that. I don't think, anyway. He seems to have gone a bit leg side that time. Phil Hughes. That back foot going slightly backwards. Just fillet the arms.
Ponting found Sharma a whole lot more difficult than Morne Morkel. That is a near perfect way to get off the mark.
Ponting's great skill, yeah. Morkel getting good bounce and pace, but he's still able to come forward and drive so convincingly. Look at the stride, yeah. Played late.
Driven through the covers for 4. There's the half volley. There's the one ball that I was referring to.
Excellent stroke. Previous delivery was a good one. The line and the length was perfect, but the follow-up delivery, as we so often see with Morne Morkel, is just not where it needs to be. It's a very good shot though, on the up. Big space through that extra cover region. And he continues to grow in confidence. Hughes.
There's the half volley. Just ruined a good over. And he knows it. Cross with himself. It's 105 for 1. It's a good shot. Now that is a back foot shot. You don't see Ponting play an awful lot. When he hits it through the covers in that area, it's invariably off the front foot, but that was beautifully executed.
Shot. Just fractionally short of a length. And the pitch seemingly docile again. Ponting can punish that, as he so often does. Pulls very effectively. In the air, over the top. That'll give you some idea of Ponting's thought process. Third day of a test match, and he's lofting it over mid-off for 4.
This is a good stroke. He's recognised that it's full and he's followed through.
South Africa's drive to get to number 1, to displace Australia, didn't end with winning in Australia. The sustainability of it is the key, and that's what Australia's been able to do for what's it now, nearly 15 years. Down the leg side, easily turned. Ntini will chase, but as likely as not get there. A beautiful deflection from Ponting. Takes him to within 2 of another half century.
Now there's an impressive 50 by the Australian captain. He's got himself in a perfect position to play just about every stroke. And that stroke will be a thriller on the replay, because that ball really gets big on him. Tremendous control from the Australian captain. It's 155 for 1. Another blistering stroke from Hughes. He's just a little pocket dynamo.
Nicely described. Some power in that shot. He's struck this really, really well. It's a super shot. It's on the up. Not quite square as a drive. Sufficiently in front of point to give the man on the fence trouble. He's gone for the shot. There's a man out there and he's hit it straight to him. Ricky Ponting is gone. Australia lose their second wicket.
He plays this shot very well, but always dangerous when there's two fielders out on the leg side. Neil McKenzie was a square leg on the boundary. Ponting couldn't have picked him out better if he tried. He hit it pretty well. Straight to McKenzie, doesn't make a mistake. So Australia lose their second wicket. The Australian captain has gone for a well-played 81, 219 for 2.
And it brings Michael Hussey to the crease, who got 50 in the first innings. Got a healthy career average, but one that's come down from about 80. This is why he's out there. Ricky Ponting gets a shortish delivery, and he decides to go for the pull shot despite the men out in the deep. Hits it well, not well enough to clear the man. Doesn't get the gap either, hits it straight to him, and Neil McKenzie makes absolutely no mistake. That's nicely played. He's got it backward of square on the offside for 4.
He loves the off drive on the front foot, Mike Hussey. This delivery was full and it was wide, and he played it pretty well.
It's in the air and it's gone through the gap. It's all the way to the boundary for 4. A marvellous achievement by Phillip Hughes. He gets 100 in each innings and is the youngest player to do so. 20 years old and 98 days. What a record to break. He breaks George Headley's record.
What a magnificent effort. The first innings was a flamboyant type of knock. This time he was totally dedicated. His shot selection was good. He grafted hard. He worked hard. And a phenomenal effort by Phil Hughes.
Man back to cover, but he won't be able to do too much about it. Just a little over pitched and a little too wide, too easy for Michael Hussey. Just a 6 inches straighter and a few inches shorter would be the perfect ball then if he's going to give it a bit of air. The bare stats of a fabulous Australian performance so far. A lead of 464. Hughes goes massive, really massive. Those sideboards are some 10 rows of seats back, and he's hit the base of them.
Yeah, it's 85 straight here, so that's we're getting close to on 100 meters. That hit. He does give it everything as well. Beautiful hit, as straight as you like. Isn't that great? Get on.
Oh, lovely. Well bowled, JP Duminy. Really spun. Got all the angles right from around the wicket.
Spins it. This pitches. Roundabout off stump. Cullis does well in the end. He was a little bit upright when he nicked it, just a tad upright. Thinking it's a long day. Mike Hussey goes for 19. Australia 260 for 3.
Michael Clark is the new man at the crease. He's Ricky Ponting's vice captain. There'll be no declaration, not yet. Don't you worry about that. They're 4-7-4 ahead. They can just bat on and on. What a start. What a start. He played it well. There'll be disappointment with the fielding, but it was short and put away. 2-6-4 for 3. He's gone for the big shot, and he's got it out the park again. Another 6 from Hughes. Against the spin for 6.
This may just persuade Boucher that it's time for the new ball. Chance of a run out. I think there's more excitement up here, Pom.
Well, something happened. He was off, then decided against it. Would have been out too.
Gone.
Oh, that's a good shot. He's just laid into that. Phil Hughes, and he's got another boundary.
Well, this sort of shot may just persuade Dale Steyn. He's had enough of this old ball. He's thrown everything at that. Man on the point boundary is quite square, and it's still beaten him. And that's the longest part of the ground where that ball went.
Super shot. Down the wicket. In the air, but threw mid on. 4 runs.
There were signs of this happening the moment Clark came to the crease. There was urgency about his batting. This will be the last delivery on day 3. Well survived by Phil Hughes. Finishes it off with a single.
Over, and that's
Billy Bowden calls time. So Australia will leave the field pretty pleased. They're in a great position. South Africa will be pleased to leave the field, to get off the field, but so much still awaits them in terms of this test match.
This is scored and it's glorious best.
Another bright sunny day here for day 4 of the second Castle Test between South Africa and Australia. And South Africa have made their way out into the field as Ricky Ponting continues to be able to dictate completely. Australia with a lead of 506. Wonderful batting performances. Hughes and Katich in the first innings, and Hughes again, the youngest man ever to get a century in each innings, and he's done it in only his second test. And Tini has only bowled 11 overs in this innings. And he's going to open proceedings and go to Hughes. Easily driven and right through. Well, that's a bleak start for South Africa. A wide, juicy half volley, and then the mid-off dives over the top of it and away for 4.
That's a good shot. It's a hard volley. But what about this fielding? Pretty much straight to Paul Harris. He had to make a little bit of ground, but not much. You'd expect him to get that.
Here's Steyn. Goes to Hughes. Edged and dropped. Oh my word. What is going on out there?
Well, first a misfield. First delivery of the morning. Mark Boucher will expect to get this. He'll be disappointed with that. He sets high standards. So just from a keeping point of view, difficult, but he'd normally catch that sort of catch 99% of the time.
Oh, my word, clears the leg. This is 150 in emphatic fashion. That is a massive 6. Look at that. And the reaction from the dressing room, applauding Phillip Hughes. He has smashed South Africa's premier bowler with the new ball, back over his head for 6 to bring up the 150.
What a shot to do to reach the milestone. He cleared the right leg, gave himself plenty of room and swung through the line. Dale Steyn won't be enjoying this. He hasn't experienced this sort of treatment.
Intini. Down towards third man and gone. Finally it ends, and with it... No, I just thought for a moment Clark was leaving with him, but Phillip Hughes is finally out, aggressively trying to hasten towards the declaration. He sliced it to third man. Morkel takes the catch, and Intini picks up the scalp.
Magnificent innings comes to an end. Phil Hughes has had a wonderful test match. Good catch by Morne Morkel. Australia lose their 4th wicket. Phil Hughes is gone for a magnificent 160, 330 for 4. So is Ponting looking for a lead of 600, or will he pull out at 550?
Clears the front leg again, flashes away at it, thick outside half, down to third man it goes, carried all the way to the tall figure of Morkel. And the end of a magnificent innings by Phillip Hughes.
Oh, what a catch! What a catch by AB de Villiers. He's a super fielder, he is. And he's just stuck one hand out and plucked the ball out the air. Marcus North gone.
Tremendous catch. He has really pulled off some brilliant catches of late. He has wonderful hands. Mackenzie can't believe it. I think North was surprised as well. And what is Ricky Ponting saying? I think he's had enough. Signaling to Michael Clark, who's still out there, that it's time to come back. There we go. The Australian captain has declared.
He's gone for naught. Australia 331 for 5. Declare their second innings, and they lead by 545.
I think this is the opportunity for Australia to win the series. Go 2 up. They'll be very pleased after what happened down under. So there's a change in the South African batting order with Graham Smith out. It looks like everybody may be shifting up one, with Hashim Amla has come to open with Neil Mackenzie. It's quite interesting that he's opted for the K.E. Masinga India this morning. He does have the breeze in his favour, which would favour that late in-swing that he has. But from the Mgani end, we saw in the first innings, this was the Mgani end he was bowling from. He got swing, but importantly throughout his spell, he got that sharp bounce, which you don't think is really the case from the K.E. Masinga end.
Oh, that's horribly close to LBW. It is LBW, the dreaded crooked finger.
Now then, we have another referral. I don't know what Neil Mackenzie thinks. Did he hit it? Did he think it was too high? But given that you're desperate to save the match, and Mackenzie can bat long times, he wants someone else to have a look.
Given too that you're a batsman short, Graham Smith won't be taking part here, so I guess I thought I heard a couple of noises, I must confess. We'll find out. That's
Whoa.
tight.
It's all right. He has got just a portion. Unfortunately, that graphic that's spinning around there is hiding, but look, he's just got a bit of heel behind the line, so it is a legal delivery. That's point 1. Then, as you say, the other two issues will be height and did he hit it.
It is pretty high. It is pretty high.
Yeah, but he's back. And remember that the third umpire, and he's back in the crease. Look how far back in the crease he is. The third umpire, Steve Buckner, has to be absolutely certain that his mate in the middle, Billy Bowden, might have got it wrong.
It's hit the very top of the flap. It's not just hit just above the roll, it's hit the very top of the flap. You'll see the benefit of the doubt given here quite often in real time. Otherwise everything is like spot on. I don't know why it says pitched inside, because it doesn't have to.
It looks out to me. This is the one that might cost the bowler, I think, because we do see this side view from Hawkeye, and I think that's very deceptive. I don't think that gives the right reflection. The players, if you talk to the players, they've always been more worried with Hawkeye about height than anything else. I wonder if that'll save Mackenzie. Not out. Steve Buckner has overturned the decision made by Billy Bowden. Although it is still Bowden's responsibility to make the decision, it is effectively Buckner's words that have made him change it. Oh! Whoa. This is a really fraught little period here. You sense that everybody's on edge out in the middle. Somehow South Africa, just think about lunch, I reckon. 45, 50 minutes and just get there and let everything settle a bit.
One has to sort of ask the question, where was third slip? There's millions of runs to have to get. Remember going back several years, there used to be the old umbrella field there.
And as you ask the question, it's impossible to answer it. It's an area of Ricky Ponting's captaincy that has long been debated. He's not a big man for extra slips.
It's a good stroke, a lovely punch down the ground with the straightest of bats. Teasing chase, ball wins. Boundary to Amla.
Beautiful stroke by Amla, full face of the bat. Timed so well.
Oh, beautifully played. He's really good off his pads, and despite the fact there's the short mid-wicket, it's whistled past him for 4. Clipped away again, past the man at square leg. Is it another boundary? Yes, it is. Freedom in the lunch over.
We've seldom seen a boundary stuck off McDonald in the series, and yeah, we've got 3 back-to-back.
First ball full of length and outside off stump and driven through the covers for 4 by Mackenzie.
Good shot by Neil Mackenzie. That'll be a boost for his confidence. He's moved to 13. It's come off 55 deliveries.
Pulled away, 4 more. Mackenzie very quick onto anything a little bit short that doesn't bounce around head high.
It's his strength, Neil Mackenzie. He got into position beautifully. Got a good extension of the arms in as well. So that's more like Neil Mackenzie we know when he's playing well.
Beautifully played. Beautifully played.
Terrific shot by Neil Mackenzie, his favourite. 63 without loss.
Go, oh no, put down. And dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Terrific delivery from Siddle. Callis almost a nervous little nudge at it. And North puts it down.
Marcus North, how expensive will this be? He was very late to react. Thick outside edge. Went quickly. It was almost as if Marcus North thought it was Ricky Ponting's catch, but it wasn't. He reacted far too late.
Smashed away. Good shot. Races to the boundary. Almost in a second. It's hit the board.
That is a terrific stroke. It was wristy. The timing was perfect. Ashamamla is so good, square of the wicket. Gets a bit of width to work with. Weight transfer onto the back foot was perfect.
Got him! Ricky Ponting clings on at slip. Terrific change of length from Peter Siddle, just offering a little carrot to Amla. Huge wicket at a huge time for the Australians.
Just when Amla was looking good, there's no doubt those previous deliveries unsettled him. Perhaps the thought of, I've got to stay positive here, having left one so close to the off stump, may have entered his mind. He's had a go at something. Was the shot on? It was full, perhaps not in a good position. And Siddle getting that length good. Credit to Peter Siddle. A fighting innings from Hashim Amla comes to an end. Another batsman to get a start, but get out. And South Africa now 80 for 2.
AB de Villiers in at number 4 for South Africa. They're all shunted up one in the order because of Graham Smith being unable to bat. Just when Australia needed something, you sensed that Amla was not in control, I don't mean that, but was playing some strokes and was comfortable enough. And we know Darryl was saying that he's so good at long innings. He's one of the great concentrators in the modern game, in a game where so few people now play the really long test match innings. He can. So that's a top-class strike. Clever bit of bowling by Peter Siddle to just offer that drive. Siddle hits the pitch hard and he forces you back and he jars the bottom hand, and then suddenly you get a chance to go at him. And if you're out of position, you can pay a price, as Amla did. Now, first up, de Villiers facing Peter Siddle. And he gets to leave it alone, the ultimate luxury. It's 80 for 2.
Turned away easily for 4. That's a really good stroke. Sweetly timed, easily played. Pleasing on the eye as well. First boundary for de Villiers. Nicely driven. Again, he didn't try and force it, just used all the timing at his disposal, and he gets the boundary.
That's a super shot.
Beautifully played, another short one, and pulled emphatically to the fence.
And again, that's even better. Really crisp strike from Jacques Kallis.
Too short, Ben Hilfenhaus. Jacques Kallis is hanging back on that back foot. Any opportunity to play a back foot attacking shot now, he'll be in a good position, so he's got to get him forward.
That was sweet timing. That was sweet timing. More runs to the onside this time. Long chase for the fielder. Might just haul it in with a dive. Don't think he has. No, he hasn't. 157 for 2.
Jacques Kallis has got a big bat. And a big heart has just beaten a big... No, big bat has just beaten a big heart. It's 172 for 2.
Now the off, too short, too wide, and 4.
Too much width. Easy put away for Jacques Kallis.
Oh, thick edge for 4. Last ball of the over was full, a hint of width. Kallis has sliced it to gully a couple of times in the series, both at home and away, but this time he picks up 4. It's 199 for 2.
They got onto the length nice and quick, as you'd expect Kallis to. Now that he's in, he has 67. Ponting isn't bowling Katich because he's looking for accuracy.
This wasn't all that short. But so easily have gone straight up.
And again. 220 for 2. There's the Johnson rocket arm. And it's a potent rocket that nobody can stop. The partnership is now worth 150 and gets loud applause from those that are here at Kingsmead.
Last ball of the day. De Villiers will turn it around the corner to take the bowling for the morning, a morning where the new ball will be due. But that is an excellent effort by Jacques Kallis and A.B. de Villiers. They've been together for 3 hours and 45 minutes of batting. They've added 164, and you can see what it's done to the South African dressing room. 244 for 2 at the end of day 4. Is there a chance now of South Africa saving the test?
This is scored at its glorious best.
And it's the 5th and final day of the second Castle Test match between South Africa and Australia. And yes, Australia do lead South Africa. 352 they scored in their first innings, having won the toss 5 days ago. South Africa were then bundled out for 138. Australia declared on 331 for 5 as young Phillip Hughes became the youngest player in the history of the game to score a century in both innings of the same test match. Overnight, South Africa are hanging in there, 244 for 2, with Kallis not out 84, de Villiers not out 68, but they've got a huge fight on their hands still and a brand new ball to contend with. First ball of the day. And there's a little bit of shape that we've got used to from Ben Hilfenhaus, away from the right-hander.
Plenty of chat this morning from the captain, Ricky Ponting, urging his players on. The start here for Australia is good. Early wicket or two, and that will really expose South Africa.
Four runs. Outside edge, but 4 all the way along the ground.
He looks a bit stiff this morning, Ben Hilfenhaus. Already having done plenty of bowling, not only in this test match, but in the first test match at the Wanderers. Those waiting to bat will watch these Australian bowlers with keen interest. Just have a look at their energy levels.
Nurse that through the covers off the bottom of the bat. Goodness me, it's gone for 4.
This hard new ball is hitting the bat hard, and de Villiers just pushed this. Got to the boundary with ease. Brings up South Africa's 250.
That'll be 4. Has turned off his hip. Kallis gets going on day 5. That'll be 4. And we can continue the conversation because that was very full and no problem for Kallis. But is it something, do you think, about him? You were saying that he's looking to stay back more nowadays.
Oh, his weight's back. But it was never a feature of his game. You never saw Jacques Kallis getting out in that sort of fashion, driving away from the body.
Gone. Johnson does it again. The ball just bounces on Kallis. He's going to have to wait at least one more innings for his next century. Ponting does the business at slip.
Johnson gained that back of a length, leaving him. The good safe hands of Ricky Ponting. Took a good one to dismiss Hashimamla in similar fashion, just above the right shoulder. Not 100, not Kallis's day.
Jean-Paul Duminy comes out to do battle.
Wonderful stroke. That's if you get yourself into that position, it means that anything straight, as long as you've got a good eye, is there for the taking.
Excellent stroke, very good balance. The advantage for JP Duminy here is that yes, the ball is new and it is doing a bit, but it's a very attacking field, so he'll get value for shots. That delivery was a fraction over pitched, aimed at middle and leg stump, but he stayed well balanced and his timing was perfect.
Oh, that's glove. That's extra bounce from Siddle. He does hit the pitch very hard and get quite alarming bounce at times. Given his leg buys. That's great stuff. That is great stuff. What a delivery that is. No fault of the batsman at all. You'll watch it time and time again and you'll reckon that AB de Villiers had it covered.
Nothing AB de Villiers could have done about this, because Siddle's angle naturally comes into the right-hander. This one held its line beautifully. AB de Villiers had to play at it. Comes off the outside edge. Brad Haddon makes no mistake, and that was an excellent piece of bowling.
Australians, Kallis gone, and now de Villiers 2 for 84. It's 279 for 4. Mark Boucher, one of the great fighters for the cause of South African cricket, with a monumental task ahead of him.
Powered away behind square for 4. Nicely controlled by Duminy. The first runs for some while for South Africa. Shot by Boucher for 4. He's away at last. Little short, little wide, and he seizes the opportunity. A boundary off the last ball of the over. It's 290 for 4. He's picked that off beautifully. It was full and on his pads. He's timed it really well. This should go to the fence and does. Lovely stroke from Duminy.
To most left-handers, if you fall from over the wicket and you're anywhere near those pads, they'll put you away most times.
Oh, that's the beauty! What a crackerjack delivery. Ben Hilvenhouse has what Australia perceived to be the big one, the last remaining big fish to catch.
Not too high this time. Top delivery. He's committed too many to the stroke. That's just got big on him. Probably get most players out. And the cricket finger has the last say.
A desolate-looking JP Durban. He leaves the field of play. Gone for 17. Not too much he could have done, you'd say. It's 2.99 for 5. I think Hilfenhaus has just grown and grown on this trip. I mean, he's bowling at a good lick here. Really knows what he's about. Specific plans for each batsman. And now I think Harris is going to get a pretty hard time of it. They've got everybody round the bat. Short leg, silly point, leg gully, couple of slips in the gully. They know that Harris plays back exclusively against the seamers. Couldn't quite believe he had something so gentle.
Come on, Water. Shut that on.
Now then, surely, surely, yes, Simon Katich has done it. It is the extraordinary thing about wrist spinners. They bowl some shocking balls and they pick up wickets with them. Paul Harris will be beside himself.
Maybe the last over before lunch, but this was some clever captaincy. How often do tail-enders battle to deal with this? And Harris's focus and attention would have been how to deal with the quick bowlers. The short pitch stuff. His eyes lit up, went for the big pull. Good catch. Peter Siddle taking a good one. Harris goes. So South Africa on lunch. Day 5 have lost their 6th wicket for 307.
You should get it with that waist high full toss.
Well, short leg was in grave danger then. I feel that short leg a lot. I can tell you it's not fun when you get a delivery like this.
Clipped away nicely through square leg. It's a no ball. He was pushing for the Yorker. Will it go all the way? Yes, it will. Nicely played and placed by Morne Morkel.
Finds the gap nicely there.
Oh, he's missed his target here as well. That goes for 4 more. Buys. Maybe tiring just a little. It's been a great effort by Siddle, so you can forgive him an element of waywardness. Turned away for 4. Into the hip. He's a tall man. He could get on top of it easily and flick it away to the fence. It's 3-3-6 for 6.
Yeah, well done. What a good catch. Athletic effort from Marcus North. Such an important wicket too, because it's Boucher. In the end, the pressure told, the time you have to spend out there, the amount of work you have to do for your runs.
Going hard again, looking to hit it onto the onside. Turns the bat too early. And he gets a leading edge. It's a good catch from Marcus North. He's got to go to his right. It does so, puts the dive in. And Australia happy to get Boucher out. Happy to get the breakthrough. He's gone for 25 after a long stay. It's 3-4-5 for 7.
Quite timed by Morne Morkel, but it'll run for 4. The outfield's got plenty of pace in it now that it's dried out. There's a, I suppose the word is irony. It might not be quite the right word, but as Morkel fights on here, now unbeaten with 22, he must be one of the players who feels under threat for his place.
Clipped away nicely. It's well timed. He's placed it in the gap away to the onside. They'll pick up a couple. Into the north over. It's 362 for 7. Big appeal, and he's got him. And he goes without question. It must have been just a little feather, and it's stuck between the legs of the keeper, Haddon. He's turning around, is Morne Morkel. Is he going to ask now? Let's have a look.
Inside edge onto the pad. As long as Haddon's hung on to it, he's out. Of that, there was no doubt. Let's just see the ball get to the keeper. That's what we want to see. Relying on... There's the ball between his legs. It hasn't touched the ground. So that's out. We've had to rely on pitches that we don't have control over, so up goes the finger. There you go. Took forever to come to a very, very simple conclusion. And that is a bit of a worry for this whole trial period. It's not good that the game gets slowed down to that degree.
South Africa have now, because of that, just one wicket in the bank, because Graham Smith is still in the green. Morkel goes for 24, 363 for 8. A disconsolate home dressing room because the series is just about gone. South Africa's last pair at the crease, and that record doesn't suggest a lengthy vigil, although he did play a long innings in Sydney. He was out first ball in the first inning, so he's on a pair with all the vultures clustered around him. Slip, gully, short leg, leg gully, silly point, short cover. And Simon Katich with an opportunity to clinch the series here in Durban just before tea on the final day. South Africa still as many as 182 behind, but the last pair at the crease. Here's Katich. Smashed away with all the men around the bat, and Tini will slice it away for a defiant boundary.
That ends the over on 367 for 8.
Big hit down the ground, could be all over. Oh, he's put it down.
Mitchell Johnson, the man, coming in from long on. I think he just about got to it. This will give us... Yeah, I think you've got to say that he just got there.
Interesting approach by Steyn. I wonder whether he knew Johnson was out in the deep. Surely he did, but trying to clear him was not the most sensible cricket. Oh, what a way to end. Steyn has charged indiscriminately. He's been undone. Katich gets his third, and it's a normal service resumed as Australia keep their #1 post. They have beaten South Africa here at Kingsmead by 175 runs. They have clinched the series, and they have done it emphatically. Significant wins both in Johannesburg and in Durban. It's a gloomy South African dressing room, but they have been outplayed comprehensively by this inexperienced Australian side that richly deserves all the accolades they will get, having beaten South Africa so comprehensively at home. 2-0 up already with still a test to go, and there may well be head shakes in that South African dressing room. The feelings of euphoria of just over 2 months ago, how they've changed so quickly, and it smiles all round in that Australian camp, and justly deserved, because Australia have played the far more disciplined cricket over the first 2 matches. I think South Africa will be the first to admit that. South Africa had a lot to do over 5 sessions to bat. They did an excellent job yesterday. 244 for 2 they closed, but it's fallen away markedly again on the 5th day, as it did in Joburg. Cullis and de Villiers bore such huge responsibility. They played really well, but the new ball did the job getting rid of them this morning. And then there was resistance time-wise, if not run-wise, from Boucher, Duminy and Morkel, but it was all in vain as Australia, with as many as 38 overs to spare, get home by 175 runs. They all worked awfully hard, the Australian bowlers, against a South African side that was resolved in the second innings. They didn't show enough of that in the first innings when they were bowled out for 138. The de Villiers-Cullis partnership gave them great hope. Boucher and Morkel denied the Australians for over an hour in that after lunch session, but it fell away quickly after that in the face of disciplined, dogged Australian bowling. The seamers really worked hard. Mitchell Johnson again has gone over 100 overs in the series already to go with his 157 in Australia. He's got to be a tired but happy man. But it was the spinners who cleaned things up at the end after the seamers had been bowled into the ground. Katich, the wrist spinner, confounded the lower order, picking up Harris, Morkel and Steyn, and North chipped in with the valuable wicket of Mark Boucher. So the match summary: it was set up in that first innings. The lead was immense. The follow-on was optional for Ricky Ponting. He decided to bat again and make South Africa bat for over 5 sessions. This they tried to do, but they failed by some margin, with Australia winning comfortably by 175 runs and have won the series. That will certainly turn around their fortunes.